I'm Patrick Maron, Department of International Development BA Coordinator, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to this orientation on the Undergraduate International Development Programme here at Maynooth University, which is part of the BA Arts MH101 offer. International Development, as you see, is a multidisciplinary programme that looks at how societies develop over time and the role that states, civil society and markets play in this process. While it's global in scope, and we'll look at relevant issues impacting on Ireland and Europe, for example, it has an emphasis on the challenges and opportunities facing countries in the global south, a term that's used to refer to a very eclectic group of Asian, Latin American and African countries. As I've outlined in the slide above, international development looks at the historical and contemporary patterns of societal change at various levels. It looks at the pressures, the policies, processes and actors that produce these changes. Some of these changes are positive, such as recent falls in global poverty levels or increases in life expectancy and greater access to education that has been experienced in many countries. But some are also negative, such as increases in income and wealth inequality, or the continuing oppression of human rights, and of course the major challenge of climate change. We look at the role of different organisations in this change process. International bodies such as the United Nations that gave us the Sustainable Development Goals that you saw on the second slide, and of course the role of governments and that of business, and finally of civil society. International development uses a range of theories, drawing from sociology, politics, economics, environmental studies, in an attempt to explain development patterns that have occurred throughout the world. These theories also chart or indicate the possible futures and opportunities for societal change. When studying international development, we want you to have a solid understanding of these local and global development challenges and see the possible roles that you can play in being part of the change process. So if you love reading about other countries and their histories and experiences, if you're passionate about the environment and human rights, if you love listening to or debating politics, economics and their ethical implications, if you're planning to study anthropology, geography, sociology, politics or economics, not essential, but they do complement international development. If you wish to be informed about some of the biggest issues facing us as a species, climate change, sustainability, human rights, the role of technology. If you want to engage with other students who are equally motivated on these issues, come along and study international development as part of your arts degree. In the following slides, I'm going to provide a short overview of the modules that we offer for the first year programme, beginning with those in semester 1. So KD 151, the Introduction to Development Theory and Practice, is a core foundational module for the study of international development. It provides an introduction into the key concepts, the theories and practices related to the discipline, and brings you as a student through the history of international development. It looks at the motivations for international development practice, the roles of different development actors in this process, of governments, of international development organisations, of the private sector, including the role played, for instance, by large multinational companies. By the end of the module, you should have a solid understanding of the concepts, the terminologies, the actors and the policies related to international development. The study of international development itself has undergone a significant change in focus over the last 3 decades, resulting, for instance, from a recent diversity in the development experience of many countries, the broadening over time of societal development objectives, and the arrival of mega global development challenges, such as climate change and inequality that impact on all countries. In addition to these issues, technological innovations have resulted in large-scale socio-economic redesign, with the prospects that further realizable innovation will be deeply disruptive, on a par with that caused by the Industrial Revolution. The KD 155 module will explore some of these key international development challenges around climate change, technology and development. It'll review the potential ethical and equity implications of such developments and the possible international development policies and other responses that could be taken to enable the systemic change needed to improve our planetary, ecological and socio-economic welfare. KD 152, Political Economy of Development, a second semester module, aims to provide an introduction to some of the debates around the key economic and political explanations for the differences in prosperity that exist between and within countries of the world today. Or to put it more simply, why some countries are rich and others are poor, and why some people have a lot and others a little. In the module, we look at a range of issues from defining and measuring development, the incidence of poverty and inequality and related policies, to the impact of current demographic trends and the sustainability of economic growth. KD 154, Understanding Development, State, Civil Society and Transnational Actors, aims to provide students with an understanding of the nature and role of the relationship between these three bodies, state, civil society and transnational stakeholders. As you'll see from the outline, as well as looking at how a state is defined and what its functions are, you'll also learn about the role that ideologies play in shaping policy and action, and the phenomena of globalization itself, and what form it has taken and who promoted it. I hope you liked what I've presented and that you're interested in what we have to offer. International development is a very vibrant area of study, full of real-world practical and contemporary examples, and one that offers you an opportunity to reflect and learn about some of the big issues we face as societies and as a planet, and the role that you can play in building a better world. Come along and study international development. We'd love to have you as part of the program. If you need any further information, please email me at the email address patrick.maron@mu.ie, or contact our executive assistant, Maria Heenahan, at internationaldevelopment@mu.ie. Thanks very much for your attention, and best of luck with your choice of study.